Hello, everyone. Imagine being forced to marry and share a bed with your own brother, uncle, or cousin, all in the name of a pure family bloodline. For centuries, royal families all over the world played a dangerous genetic game, risking horrifying consequences just to hold on to their power. The results were twisted family trees, tragic children, mental breakdowns, and shocking secrets they desperately tried to hide from the public. Today, we are diving into the shocking, tragic, and sometimes truly disturbing stories of history's most inbred women. And trust me, the woman at the top of our list will leave you speechless. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Isabella II of Spain, who reigned from 1833 to 1868. Her name is practically synonymous with the devastating consequences of royal inbreeding. Born in 1830, her very birth as a girl was met with relief, as her father had been desperately trying for a male heir. But rumors about her delicate health and that of her sister started early, and for a good reason. Her parents were an uncle and a niece. To make her family tree even more tangled, her grandparents were also her great-grandparents on the other side. Thrust into a marriage at just 16 to her double second cousin, Isabella endured 11 pregnancies, but only 5 of her children survived infancy. And here's the scandalous twist. It is widely believed by historians that none of those children were actually fathered by her husband, hinting at a deeply complex and likely unhappy marriage, possibly influenced by his suspected homosexuality. Her reign ultimately ended in failure, as she lost the throne, a tragic legacy deeply intertwined with her genetic inheritance. Coming in at number 9 is Marie-Louise of Austria, who bore a similar burden of intense inbreeding. Marie-Louise was the child of double first cousins. Yes, her parents were first cousins on both sides. As the eldest of 12 children in a family defined by cousin marriages, tragedy was commonplace. Only 7 of her siblings survived into adulthood. The sheer extent of their inbreeding is staggering. Marie-Louise's family tree had only 4 unique great-grandparents, compared to the 8 most of us have. At the age of 18, she was forced into a political marriage with her father's sworn enemy, Napoleon Bonaparte, in a desperate attempt to achieve peace and provide a male heir. Just imagine the weight on those young shoulders. At number 8, we step into more modern times with Lorraine Whittaker, proof that the shadow of extreme inbreeding stretches far beyond ancient thrones. The Whittaker family, which was the subject of a famous and unsettling video documentary, became infamous for generations of isolation and intermarriage. Lorraine is a stark product of this and is widely recognized as one of the most inbred individuals documented in recent decades. She is also the mother of Tiny Whittaker, who is often cited as potentially the most inbred person alive today. This is a chilling illustration of how these cycles of inbreeding can persist. Number 7 is Maria the Fine of Portugal, who was either the pious or perhaps more accurately, the troubled monarch. Born in 1734, she was infamous for 2 things: profound mental instability and her incredibly inbred lineage. Her parents, King Joseph I of Portugal and Maria Anna Victoria of Spain, continued a centuries-old tradition of intermarriage between the Iberian royal houses. They were the 16th such couple, but Maria sealed her own genetic fate. Facing pressure as the heir and desperate to preserve the Braganza name, she made a staggering decision. At 25, she married her own uncle. The consequences were brutal. Half of her children tragically died from complications directly linked to their intense inbreeding. Number 6 is Marie-Louise Elizabeth d'Orme, whose life reads like a Gothic tragedy fueled by dynastic pressure. Her very birth was controversial. She was born from the deeply unhappy marriage of Philip II, Duke of Orléans, who was forced to wed his illegitimate cousin, the daughter of Louis XIV. Marie-Louise, the eldest surviving child from this cousin union, had no escape. She was again forced into marriage, this time with her cousin, Prince Charles of Berry. Their union produced 3 infants, all of whom died tragically young. Was it the crushing weight of their shared bloodline, or Marie-Louise's documented severe alcoholism, a coping mechanism reportedly begun at the shockingly young age of 14? Historians still debate the exact cause, but the outcome remains heartbreaking. At number 5, we meet a lesser-known but fascinating figure, Princess Alexia of Greece. Born in 1964, she and her 4 siblings represent one of the last royal marriages between a reigning king and a royal princess. But look closer at her parents, Queen Anne-Marie of Denmark and King Constantine II of Greece. They weren't just spouses, they were second cousins and third cousins twice over. Digging even deeper, both carried their own heavy burdens of inbreeding. Constantine had great-grandparents who were siblings, and a grandmother who was the sister of his great-grandfather. Anne-Marie's lineage was similarly knotted. While their love seemed genuine, their union as such close cousins inevitably resulted in partially inbred children, echoing the situation seen with Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Prepare for number 4. Maria Antonia of Austria, the Habsburg no one talks about, while her uncle, Charles II of Spain, gets infamous fame as the most inbred Habsburg. Maria Antonia actually surpassed him. Her family tree isn't a tree, it's more like a dense, tangled bush, some might even say a circle. The sheer density of intermarriage meant her coefficient of inbreeding, a genetic measure, was higher than even that of a child born to 2 full siblings. Her story is often overshadowed, but genetically, she stands alone at the pinnacle of Habsburg inbreeding. Number 3 takes us back millennia to mummies 317A and 317B. These names won't ring a bell, but their story is etched in ancient tragedy. Born around 1300 BC, these tiny Egyptians were the stillborn or infant daughters of the legendary pharaoh Tutankhamun and his wife, Ankhesenamun. Their short lives are a testament to the consequences of intense inbreeding. Ankhesenamun wasn't just Tut's wife, she was his half-sister, sharing the same father. Tutankhamun's own lineage was riddled with generations of sibling marriage. The genetic toll was simply too high for these infants to overcome. At number 2, we confront a modern horror. Kimberly Colt, a pseudonym used to protect her identity, she is arguably the most inbred person alive today. The Colt family became infamous in Australia for operating like a cult, engaging in unspeakably illegal and inhumane practices across generations. This led to widespread police raids and incarcerations in the 2000s. Kimberly Colt stands as a devastating living testament to the catastrophic consequences of extreme, multi-generational inbreeding outside of any royal context. And finally, claiming the tragic top spot is Cleopatra VII Philopator. Forget the Hollywood glamour. Cleopatra's true story is one of relentless, calculated inbreeding. While Egyptian in name, her bloodline was fiercely Greek Macedonian. For centuries, the Ptolemies married brother to sister, uncle to niece, relentlessly, to preserve power and pure blood. Cleopatra's parents were siblings, her grandparents were siblings, and her own siblings married each other before she took sole control. Her very name came from a rare Syrian princess ancestor, one of the few outsiders ever allowed in. Cleopatra VII wasn't just a product of inbreeding. She was its ultimate, powerful, yet biologically burdened culmination. From glittering thrones to isolated compounds, the pursuit of power, purity, or survival through isolation has woven these tragic and complex tales. If today's journey into the profound impact of extreme inbreeding captivated, shocked, or made you think, please show your support. Smash that like button, drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below. What shocked you the most? And crucially, subscribe to our channel.